Hello friends, welcome back to new video on AB coins. The history of British pennies, especially those featuring monarchs such as Queen Elizabeth II 1 penny coin from 1963, King George VI, 1938 and King George V, 1917 and Elizabeth 2 pence coin from 1971 and 1996 spans several centuries and provides a fascinating glimpse into the evolution of British coinage. Below, I've provided an in-depth history and geographic context for the three specific pennies you mentioned. The 1971 Elizabeth II 2 pence coin is a fascinating piece of British history and numismatics, with its production and significance tied to the economic and social changes of the time. Here's a detailed look at its history, geography, and professional value. The 1971 2 pence coin is part of the decimalization of British currency, which occurred on February 15, 1971. Prior to this, the British currency system was based on pounds, shillings, and pence, with 12 pennies in a shilling and 20 shillings in a pound. This system was replaced by a decimal system, where 100 new pence equaled 1 pound. The introduction of decimal currency meant that old coins were replaced with new ones, and the 2 pence coin, often written as 2p, was one of the new denominations. The coin features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II by Mary Gillick, who designed the obverse, front, of the coin in 1953. This portrait was used on many British coins until 1985, although it underwent slight modifications over the years to account for changes in the Queen's appearance. The reverse, back, of the 2p coin was designed by Christopher Ironside, a British artist who designed many of the new decimal coins. His design for the 2 pence coin depicted a seated Britannia, holding a trident and shield. It symbolized British strength and maritime heritage. The reverse also includes the number tube to indicate the value of the coin, as well as the inscription New Penny, though the wording was later changed to 2 pence in 1982. The 2 pence coin is a symbol of the United Kingdom and its currency system, which encompasses England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. The design reflects the national pride and historical legacy of Britain, with Britannia being a long-standing symbol of the country. The coins were used throughout the UK and also in other British territories for a period, such as the Isle of Man and the Channel Islands. The geographical shift during the decimalization process also affected how coins were used across the British Isles, as it brought the whole nation into the modernized, easier-to-understand decimal system. This was important not only for currency but also in terms of trade and economic integration. The decimalization of the UK currency was a significant economic reform aimed at simplifying the monetary system, making it more user-friendly, especially for those unfamiliar with the old system. This process led to the phasing out of many old coins, such as the halfpenny and the shilling, and replacing them with new coins like the 1p and 2p coins. For the 2 pence coin, decimalization meant that the coin's value was equal to 2/100 of a pound, or simply 2 pence. It was initially part of the New Penny series, and it was the smallest coin in circulation after the introduction of the 1p coin. Over the years, the design of the 2 pence coin has evolved. While the reverse design stayed the same until 1982, there were some alterations to the coin's size and weight. In 1992, the Royal Mint made the decision to reduce the size of the 2p coin, in part to reduce production costs, as the coin had become relatively large and costly to mint. This decision came along with similar reductions in the size of other coins in circulation. In 2008, the 2p coin underwent further changes to improve efficiency in its production. The exact dimensions of the coin were altered slightly, and the amount of copper used in its composition was reduced. The 2p coin is now composed of 97.5% copper, with the remaining 2.5% being nickel. The 1971 2 pence coin is of particular interest to collectors due to its role in the historic decimalization of British currency. Here's an overview of its potential value. Mint condition. The value of the coin is influenced by its condition. Coins that are in mint condition, meaning they have no wear or scratches and have retained their original shine, tend to be more valuable to collectors. Rarity. While 1971 2 pence coins were minted in large quantities, some specific coins, such as proof coins, which were specially struck for collectors, may be more valuable. Proof coins are produced with a higher quality minting process, resulting in sharper detail and a polished surface. Proof versions of the 2 pence coin from 1971 could be worth more than regular circulation coins. Collector's market. The value of the coin in the numismatic, coin collecting market will depend on demand and the number of available coins in good condition. Regular circulated 1971 2-pence coins generally have only face value, 2p, but uncirculated or proof coins might fetch more. The 1971 2-pence coin is unlikely to be worth more than a few pounds unless it is in exceptionally good condition or has rare characteristics such as misprints or production errors. Special editions. The 2-pence coin has been released in various special editions, including commemorative designs, which can have additional value to collectors. Historical significance. The 1971 coin has added historical value due to the fact that it was part of the monumental change in currency systems. Therefore, it may also have value beyond its immediate numismatic worth, especially among collectors interested in British economic history. The 1971 2-pence coin represents a significant moment in British history, not just in the world of currency, but in the country's broader social and economic changes. It serves as a reminder of the United Kingdom's transition from the old imperial system to the new decimal system and the broader modernization of British life at the time. In terms of professional value, its worth can vary based on condition, rarity, and market demand. While it may not fetch a high value in ordinary circulation form, the coin remains an important part of British numismatic heritage, especially for collectors with an interest in the decimalization period or Queen Elizabeth II coinage. The Elizabeth II 2-pence coin from 1996 is part of the United Kingdom's decimal coinage system, which was introduced in 1971 to replace the old system of pounds, shillings, and pence. The 2-pence coin is made of copper-plated steel and has seen significant circulation since its introduction. Introduction of the 2-pence coin. The 2-pence, 2p, coin was introduced in 1971 as part of the decimalization of British currency, which simplified the currency system by decimalizing the pound. Initially, the coin was made of bronze, but in 1992, it was changed to a copper-plated steel composition to make it more cost-effective to produce. Obverse, front. The obverse features a portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. The 1996 coin has the fifth definitive portrait of the Queen, designed by Ian Rank Broadley, which shows her facing right, with a crown on her head. The inscription around the edge reads, Elizabeth II D.G. Reg. F.D., indicating her title as Queen and her role as Defender of the Faith. Reverse, back. The reverse design of the 2-pence coin in 1996 features a rose, thistle, shamrock, and leek, which represent the four constituent nations of the United Kingdom, England, Scotland, Ireland, and Wales. This design is the work of Christopher Ironside, who designed many of the United Kingdom's decimal coins. The design was first used on the 2-pence coin in 1971 and has been a part of the coin's design ever since. The 1996 2-pence coin circulated widely within the United Kingdom and continued to be used as part of everyday transactions. The 2-pence coin is generally used for small purchases, such as newspapers, sweets, or small items. In 1996, the British government struck millions of 2-pence coins, and they were distributed across the country. These coins are still in circulation today, though their usage has decreased in recent years due to inflation and the increased cost of goods and services. Although the 1996 2-pence coin is still legal tender in the UK, its circulation began to decline as the value of goods and services rose. In the 21st century, the 2-pence coin's value has become quite small, leading some people to consider it an impractical coin to use frequently. The Royal Mint stopped producing the 1996 dated coin in subsequent years, but coins with that year's mint mark are still frequently found in circulation. Wear and tear. Coins that were actively used in circulation, such as the 1996 2-pence, tend to show signs of wear and aging. The copper-plated steel composition is quite durable, but over time, coins may show scratches, tarnishing, or fading. The designs may become less sharp, and the coin may lose some of its original lustrous appearance. A circulated coin's condition is generally graded based on its appearance, with terms like good, very good, fine, and very fine being used to describe the level of detail still visible on the coin. Coins that are heavily worn may be classified as fair or poor. Mint condition. Uncirculated coins are those that have not been used in everyday transactions. These coins are typically stored in protective cases, and as a result, they remain in mint condition. They retain their original shine and their details are as crisp as when they were first struck. Value. Uncirculated coins are generally more valuable to collectors than circulated coins. An uncirculated 1996 2-pence coin can fetch a higher price on the numismatic market because of its pristine condition. The value of a 1996 Elizabeth II 2-pence coin depends on a number of factors. Circulated coins. In terms of face value, a 1996 2-pence coin is worth exactly 2 pence. However, in the market, a typical circulated coin might not have much premium value unless it is part of a significant set or if it has unique features. Uncirculated coins. Uncirculated or proof examples of the 1996 2-pence coin can be worth significantly more. A coin in mint condition can be valued anywhere from £1 to £10, depending on the condition and the rarity of specific features, e.g., unique mint errors or limited strikes. Proof coins. Proof coins, which are specially made for collectors and usually struck with extra care to create a flawless finish, may fetch even higher prices. A proof version of the 1996 2-pence coin, often sold as part of sets, might be priced at £10 to £50 or more, depending on demand. Rarity and demand. While 1996 coins are not particularly rare, certain coins from specific years and mints might carry higher premiums, especially if there were minting errors, low production numbers, or particular historical significance tied to them. Minting errors. Coins with errors such as double strikes, misprints, or incorrect designs can be worth significantly more. Collectors often look for such errors, so if a 1996 2-pence has a noticeable error, it could fetch a higher price. Over time, fewer uncirculated coins remain in mint condition, which makes them more desirable to collectors. If the coin is part of a specific limited set or series, its value could rise as the years go on. Occasionally, a coin's value is influenced by the events surrounding its year of minting. For instance, coins minted in years with significant historical events or anniversaries might see increased interest. While the face value of the Elizabeth II 2-pence coin from 1996 remains at 2 pence, the market value depends on the coin's condition. Circulated condition. Generally, a standard circulated coin is worth its face value, i.e., 2p. However, if in slightly better condition, it might fetch a bit more from collectors. Uncirculated/proof condition. A 1996 2-pence coin in uncirculated or proof condition could be worth between £1 and £10, possibly higher for exceptional examples. The Elizabeth II 2-pence coin from 1996 represents a significant part of the UK's post-decimal currency, and while its face value is low, its value in the collector's market can vary significantly based on its condition. Circulated coins are common and have minimal market value beyond face value, while uncirculated or proof versions, especially with special characteristics or minting errors, may attract a premium price. Collectors should always examine the condition of any coin before determining its potential market value. As with any numismatic item, the rarity, demand, and condition all factor into the final worth of a coin. The Elizabeth II 1-penny coin from 1963 holds a significant place in the history of British coinage. Below is an in-depth examination of its history, circulation, and general conditions. The 1-penny coin from 1963 is a part of the coinage issued by the United Kingdom under the reign of Queen Elizabeth II. The coin was first introduced in 1953 as part of a series of reformed decimal coins, but the design remained largely unchanged in the following decades. Reign of Queen Elizabeth II. Queen Elizabeth II ascended to the throne in 1952 following the death of her father, King George VI. The 1-penny coin from 1963 features the young, unaltered portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse. Coin design changes. After the death of King George VI in 1952, a new effigy of Queen Elizabeth II was designed by Mary Gillick. This portrait showed a youthful queen, which remained in use on British coinage for many years. By 1963, this particular effigy had been in circulation for over a decade. Reverse design. The reverse of the 1963 penny featured the familiar design of a lion passant, standing lion, a symbol of the British monarchy. The lion was designed by Herbert Thomas, and this motif had been in circulation since the early 20th century. The reverse design was accompanied by the inscription 1 penny and the year of minting. Minting and circulation. The 1963 1-penny coin was minted in large quantities by the Royal Mint, which operated primarily out of London, England. The 1963 coin was struck at the Royal Mint's facility in Tower Hill, London. It was produced in bronze, as was standard at the time for the British penny. During the early 1960s, the British economy was transitioning through a period of recovery from the post-World War II economic effects. The 1-penny coin, along with others in the decimal system, was used for daily transactions, especially in the context of shopping, travel, and small purchases. Pre-decimalization economy. Before the move to decimal currency in 1971, The UK operated under a system where 12 pennies made up a shilling and 20 shillings made up a pound. The 1 penny coin was a smaller denomination used for smaller transactions. At this time, a penny had greater value in purchasing power compared to its later value post-decimalization. Position in currency. The 1 penny coin was typically used for low-value purchases. For example, a penny could buy small items such as sweets, stamps, or some daily goods. Circulation use. In 1963, the British economy was still heavily reliant on the pre-decimal system, meaning pennies were widely circulated. However, as the years progressed, inflation and changes in pricing meant that pennies would lose their purchasing power, leading to less frequent use of the coin in the decades to come. Weight. The coin weighed 9.4 grams. Diameter. The diameter of the 1 penny coin was 30.8 millimeters. Metal composition. The 1963 1 penny coin was made of bronze, a common metal used for pennies before the transition to copper-plated steel in the 1970s. Obverse. Front. The obverse of the 1963 1 penny coin featured a portrait of Queen Elizabeth II facing right. The inscription around the edge read, Elizabeth II Day Gra, Regina FD, meaning Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. Reverse. Back. The reverse depicted the lion passant design, which had been used since the early 20th century. The inscription around the reverse read, 1 penny, with the year of issue, 1963, located at the bottom. As with all pennies from the era, the 1963 1 penny coin continued to circulate throughout the 1960s and into the early 1970s, before the UK transitioned to the decimal system in 1971. This transition made the 1 penny coin effectively obsolete for the new decimalized system. Decimalization in 1971. On February 15, 1971, the UK officially adopted a decimal currency system. This change rendered the old 1 penny coin, and its equivalents, redundant. Under the new system, 100 new pence were equal to 1 pound, and old coins like the 1 penny coin from 1963 were withdrawn from circulation. Collectability. After the decimalization, older coins, including those minted in 1963, became valuable to collectors. Many of these coins were withdrawn from general circulation and were either stored or melted down. Those that survived in good condition have become sought after by collectors, especially coins that are in uncirculated or proof conditions. The value of a 1963 1 penny coin depends on its condition and rarity. Several factors influence its market value. Circulated versus uncirculated. A coin in uncirculated condition, one that has not been used in circulation and retains a high level of detail, is often worth more than a heavily circulated coin. Proof coins. Coins that were specially minted for collectors, proof coins, tend to command higher prices. These coins are produced with greater care and feature polished dies that provide sharp details. Coin grading. Coins are graded based on their physical condition, ranging from good, G, to mint state, MS-70. A coin in mint or near mint condition can fetch a premium price. Rarity. The mintage numbers for the 1963 penny were high, meaning that large quantities of these coins remain available today. However, variations in condition can significantly impact their value. While the 1 penny coin of 1963 no longer circulates in the UK, it continues to hold a place in the hearts of collectors. It serves as a reminder of a pre-decimal era and a key moment in British monetary history. Coins like the 1963 1 penny are often collected for historical interest, as well as for their potential investment value. For those looking to build collections of British coins, these pre-decimal pennies, especially those from the 1960s, are an essential part of the set. The 1963 1 penny coin is a significant piece of British numismatic history, representing the final years of the pre-decimal currency system. It reflects the changes in British society and the economy during the 1960s and holds great interest for collectors. Although it no longer circulates, the 1963 penny remains a valuable reminder of the period before the UK's transition to decimal currency. The George V 1 penny coin from 1917 has a significant history and is part of the British currency system. Below is a detailed breakdown of its history, geography, and its value based on various conditions. Reign of George V, 1910 to 1936. George V ruled from 1910 until his death in 1936. His reign saw the significant coinage reforms and the creation of the British Commonwealth's most famous coin designs. The 1 penny coin from this period featured the profile of the king, which was designed by Bertram McKennell. 1917 specifics. The 1917 coin was issued during World War I, a period of economic instability. The penny itself was widely circulated and used in everyday transactions. Minting information. The 1917 penny was minted in London, and the reverse side featured a design of a seated Britannia holding a trident and shield. The inscriptions read, 1 penny, and the year of minting. Material. It was made from bronze, which was the material used for most British pennies in this era. Minting locations. The coins from this era were typically minted in London, but some other British colonies and dominions may have minted coins during this period for their own circulation. The coin you're referring to, however, was minted for circulation in the UK. Global circulation. As part of the British Empire, the coin was part of a larger currency system used across many parts of the world, especially in Commonwealth nations. The value of a 1917 George V 1 penny coin can vary widely depending on its condition, rarity, and whether it was part of a larger collection. Coins are typically rated according to a grading scale, and for pennies from this period, the common grades are good G, very good VG, fine F, very fine VF, extremely fine EF, uncirculated UNC. Good G coins in this condition have significant wear, and details such as the king's features and inscriptions are often worn down. The value for a coin in this condition may be around 1 to 2 pounds, GBP. Fine F coins with more noticeable wear, but the main design and inscriptions are still legible. A coin in fine condition can be valued at 2 to 5 pounds. Very fine VF, the coin is in better condition with clear details on the features and design, valued around 5 to 10 pounds. Extremely fine EF coins with only minimal wear, featuring sharp details. These can be valued at 10 to 20 pounds. Uncirculated UNC, this is a rare condition where the coin shows no signs of wear and retains its original minting shine. An uncirculated 1917 George V penny could be worth 30 to 50 pounds or more. The mintage of the 1917 penny is considered fairly high, with around 125 million coins minted that year. However, because of the extensive circulation during and after World War I, many coins were worn down or lost, meaning well-preserved examples can be quite rare. If you have a 1917 George V 1 penny coin in excellent condition or as part of a collection with a specific mint mark, if applicable, its value could be higher depending on collectors' interest. Mintage year. 1917 coins are not extremely rare, but their condition heavily influences the value. Mint mark. For British coins, there are sometimes mint marks that denote where a coin was produced, though 1917 is mostly London minted. Historical context. Coins from World War I era tend to have collector interest due to the historical context. The 1917 George V 1 penny is a historically significant coin. While it is not extremely rare, coins in good condition or with unique characteristics can be valuable to collectors. A coin in good condition might be worth as little as £1, while one in uncirculated condition can fetch significantly more, depending on demand. The Georgivs D. 1 penny coin from 1938 is a significant artifact of British numismatics, particularly when looking at the history of currency in the United Kingdom. This coin, issued during the reign of King George V, marked the continuation of the British penny coinage, and its design is deeply intertwined with the social, political, and economic environment of the 1930s. The coin was issued in the year 1938, during the reign of King George V, 1865 to 1936, though the year 1938 is actually the reign of his son George VI, 1895 to 1952. George V had passed away in 1936, and his son George VI ascended the throne. Therefore, the design on the coin would be under the rule of King George VI, even if some coins continued to carry designs from George V. George VI had a tumultuous reign. Coming to the throne after the abdication of his brother Edward VIII, George VI ruled through a period of profound change, including the onset of World War II. The 1930s, during which the 1938 penny was minted, were years of severe economic downturn due to the Great Depression. The obverse of the 1938 penny features a portrait of King George VI, facing left. This portrait was designed by the artist Thomas Humphrey Paget. On the reverse side, there is the traditional design of the penny, with a sheaf of wheat encircled by the words, 1 penny and the year 1938. This design follows the pattern established in previous years, But the prominent feature is the transition to Georgivs image, which symbolized continuity during a time of royal change. The 1938 one-penny coin was primarily made from bronze. It weighed around 9.45 grams and had a diameter of 30.81 millimeters. The bronze composition made it durable, and the size of the coin made it widely accepted and used for everyday transactions during that period. In the late 1930s, the British economy was recovering from the effects of the Great Depression, which had begun in 1929. The world's economies, including Britain's, faced a slow and painful recovery during the 1930s, with high unemployment, social unrest, and a shift towards protectionist economic policies. However, by 1938, Britain had started to see signs of recovery. Still, there were concerns over the increasing threat of war as Nazi Germany began its aggressive expansion across Europe. The 1938 penny was part of the currency system that facilitated trade, savings, and everyday transactions within this period of economic uncertainty. The 1938 penny was minted in the Royal Mint, which was based in London, England, at the time. The Royal Mint was responsible for producing British coinage from its various facilities, including the main mint in London. The mint had long been producing currency for both domestic use and international trade. In terms of geographic distribution, the penny would have circulated throughout the British Empire, which during the 1930s spanned much of the globe, including territories in Africa, Asia, and the Caribbean. The coin also played a role in trade networks, both within Britain and the Commonwealth, reflecting the empire's vast economic reach at the time. The British Empire during the 1930s was at its territorial peak. The United Kingdom held vast colonies, protectorates, and dominions around the world, and British currency often circulated in these regions. However, by 1938, the global influence of the empire was already beginning to decline as nationalist movements and economic pressures from other rising powers, like the United States and the Soviet Union, started reshaping the geopolitical landscape. In the 1930s, the penny was a vital part of British life. It was a basic coin used for everyday purchases, including food, transport, and other essentials. The coin was a symbol of everyday economic activity, and with its historical design, it represented a continuity of British heritage. The design of the 1938 penny, like other British coin designs of the era, would eventually be replaced. The 1939 one-penny coin would be among the last of the bronze pennies before Britain switched to a cupronickel composition for coins in the mid-20th century, largely in response to rising metal costs during World War II. As of now, the 1938 one-penny coin is a collectible item, and its value depends largely on its condition, rarity, and historical significance. The 1938 penny is not among the rarest British pennies, but it can still hold value among collectors due to its historical context and the changes in coinage design that followed it. The 1938 penny has a lot of historical significance for British numismatics. Transitional period. It marks the transition from George V to George VI. Pre-World War II. It is part of the pre-World War II British currency. Economic symbolism. It serves as a reminder of Britain's economic recovery and the impending geopolitical challenges of the 1930s. The 1938 Georgivs D. One-penny coin is not just a piece of currency, but a symbol of its time, reflecting economic challenges, royal change, and the gradual transition into a world on the brink of war. It is a historical artifact that represents the daily lives of people during that period, circulating widely in Britain and the British Empire. Its legacy endures today in the form of its design, composition, and role in the wider story of British history and coinage.